never been done before.
We the people tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We the people are the driver. The government is the car. And we decide where it should go and by what route to do. We the people are free. And I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited.
Hello, folks. How are you? Hope you're doing all right. It's a Thursday, and silver price is still going that way. Gold price is still going that way, and I'm hoping that you've got your chunk of it because it's only going to improve from here. I think that's my feeling toward it all. Tonight, got a little bit of a pre-record to kick everything off because timing is everything, as you well know. Friend of the family, Doris and her husband, Michael, you might have seen some of the previous shows that she's been on, particularly fighting to regain control of their house, which was taken from them by a bank a few months ago. Tonight, the story continues. Doris has had some ups and downs in the courts trying to win her way back into her own house. However, the bank are doing a whole heap of weird things, and tonight they have opened the house up for inspection for the first time. So good luck to anybody who wants to look at it. Beckio from Truth Seekers is there right now in Taylors Hill, Melbourne. How are you, darling?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Very
Can you
good,
hear me
very
okay?
good.
It's really
Yeah,
windy
absolutely. It looks great. So it looks like a lovely evening in Melbourne for a late showing of a house.
So we're here at the moment. The real estate agents have just turned up. So I'll just give a quick turnaround. Hang on a sec. So you can see them all. I'll walk over to them. The real estate agents have just arrived. So Doris is over there. I think we've got Donna from Mantra Moments here. We've got Darren from My Place. There's quite a few. Mona is here as well.
Oh, wow, wonderful.
The real estate agent. So let me just quickly go over because I think they're walking away. I think they might be calling the police as well.
Well,
just 1 second.
That'll make for an interesting conversation because there has been a lot of discourse in the last few days when they found out that this auction or the house was being auctioned. So rest assured, a lot of the people who are there, or most of the people who are there, aren't buyers.
Hello.
There's the lovely girl. Hello, Doris. How are you, darling?
I'll spin it around.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Darling. We're here at the
It must be very hard. Must be a very hard night for you.
Do you know what? I'm actually looking at all these people that have showed up for support, and
yeah, wow.
And that overrides any tough emotional. I have actually removed emotion, if you know what I'm saying. I've had to be able to cope and continue this fight. But having people.
So it's a bit of a surprise that we're at this position tonight, isn't it? Because you are still with active actions and caveats and all sorts of things.
Absolutely. Still the registered proprietor. 100%. We've got a registered proprietor's caveat on title. There's irregularities everywhere. So these poor people who are, we're here to actually to bring some law and order, because these poor people that are interested in the property are going to find themselves in a very big pickle, right? Transfer of title might not be as easy as.
Oh, here's Mona. Hello.
Oh, the lovely. Hello, darling. How are you? Lovely to see you. All over the place. We love you too, darling. I owe Mona so many phone calls, it's beyond a joke. I'm surprised she's even talking to me. Of course, for those who don't know, Mona is a common law proponent. She is very, very good at what she's doing. And Becky, how many people do you reckon are there?
Well, there's probably around, how many of us? 20 of us and 4 potential buyers. Doris has done these letters. I'm not sure if you can see.
Yeah.
You hold this for a sec for Carl. This is a visitor's notice.
From this, no right to do it.
There's no court order, nothing. And there's a caveat
Yeah,
on the
so
house.
she's giving out all these forms to get people aware that there is a caveat on the home and that it is an unlawful sale, and they'll be basically acting in
Well,
fraud themselves.
they can be involving themselves in something that could get very sticky in the not too distant future.
Yeah.
In the last week, well, the last few days, there's been some revelations about the system and how that system has been worked, so to speak. And we're talking about the titles office.
Yeah. So there's the notice that she's got.
Right, so that's right on the front door.
Yeah, so there's potential buyers here at the minute. I don't know how to turn it back around. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that managed to turn it off. It went well.
I don't know what I've done here, but anyway.
It's a beautiful house. I've had the honour and privilege of staying there on more than one occasion. A truly magnificent house. And I noticed that in the ad that they put up, the bank has undervalued it off the median house price in the area by a good $50,000 or $60,000. There's the wonderful Michael, who
Wonderful Michael. Say hi to Carl.
hello, brother. He's restraining himself. Michael is feeling this terribly strongly, as you know, I'm sure you understand. He loves his house. Every man's house is his castle, so to speak, and Michael is the epitome of that. And Doris and Michael, just to prove that the Voice of Freedom doesn't hate immigrants, Doris and Michael are both Polish. So, you know, wonderful folks who have worked hard in this country all their lives, only to be screwed over by a bank who is doing so what appears to be, and I'm sure Doris has got documents that will allege they are acting fraudulently on a number of levels. And she made an amazing discovery in the last few days to do with the titles office. So I don't know whether or not we're going to talk about that. Do you know whether or not she's had any more luck finding out about the problem there with the titles office stuff?
She has sent them an email, and I know that they do have 14 days to respond. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, this man, the real estate agent's losing his shit. But I know that we've got one potential buyer that's going to go in and get a Section 32 to see exactly if it does state anything that is does have that it has got a caveat or it's going through a mortgage at the moment.
Yep.
But I know Darren's trying to get in there to have a look around.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, with a bit of luck, unless it just takes a bit too long, we might be able to get a word with him.
Jay?
Hey. On his way back out. Is that Jay, was it?
Yeah, sorry, Carl. It's horribly windy here.
That's all right. Say good day to Jay next time you pass me. This house is in Taylors Hill, which is in a northern suburb.
Hey, mate.
Hello, mate.
How are you?
Jason
How are you, mate?
I'm very good indeed. I'm very hopeful that you're staying away from those LRAD devices that you're very good at taking photos of. I hope you haven't seen any more.
The LRADs, yeah. We're not fucking with the LRADs, man. There's no LRADs.
No, mate.
But we've got, hey, did you show the camera?
Yeah.
This thing, it looks like a fucking security camera, doesn't it? LRAD on another level.
Yeah, wow.
Crazy.
So, Jay, thank you for coming out. Thanks for coming out and supporting Doris. What are your feelings about what's going on here, mate?
Nah, all good, mate. I love Doris. I've known her most of my life too, man. She's a good, a good woman. So.
What are they saying to you up there, Jay? Are they saying that you
can't get hey, boycott O'Brien, guys. Hang on, go there.
Yeah, here we go.
Boycott this brand or whatever the fuck it is.
Here we go. So this is the real estate agent.
Oh yeah, right.
Or if you want, I'm just going to go up, Carl, because there's some shit happening with Darren. Let me have a look.
someone, and we are instructing, and we are working on the instruction.
Here. Do you want us to
That's
show you the
exactly right.
paperwork?
Can you please leave this property?
All right, we'll get
All
the
right, I
paperwork
have
for
to,
you.
my apologies. No more. No, I can't. No, I'm not letting
Who's gonna let
We
Darren
are
in?
presently
Who's Darren?
Who are you? Somebody is in the possession of the company. We're a real estate agent, and we are working on behalf of them. Please do leave. Yeah, no, I'm
need
not.
to show you one document.
But I'm not. I'm not
Let's see,
authorized
so what's
to look
happening
at
now?
any
Someone
documents.
wants to show
We are
you the
working.
document.
Are you part of this group?
This is
No, but how come you were with them? I saw you coming from the park with them. So I'm suspecting that. So my apologies, I won't be able to give you the access.
So now they're not letting Darren.
My apologies. Yeah. No, he's part of this group, so we're not allowed.
So they're not allowing Darren in because he's part of our group.
You are part of this group.
Right.
And I've asked her, this lady, multiple times to leave the property. She's not
Mantra
leaving.
moments.
Is the house open for inspection or not? It is open for inspection. Okay, thank you. I'd like to inspect the house. And what I just said to you, I don't mind, but I saw you with this group of people. I'd like to inspect the house. Or I'll report you to the REIU. Yeah, please do. We need the ID. And my colleague will take the details, and then we will allow it. I just tried to ring you before.
Talk to your superiors.
I don't. We have. You all are interrupting it. I don't know why. What do you need from us? Hundreds of dollars. Why? You tell us. Unlawful sale. How do you know? We have ordered from the legal people. How do you know? That's it. No. Ben, excuse me. Please leave this property. No shopping. This is a private property.
Private? It's trespass, really. You're trespassing on it. Fucking wanker. Sorry, Carl. Oops, I swore.
We love truth seekers, don't we?
He
You
told me
always
to
get the
property
truth.
and I said, you're trespassing.
Yeah.
Sherry,
Yeah.
we're all
Hello.
here.
Hello, Sherry. How are you, darling?
I'm trying
Good,
to...
thanks, Uncle Carl.
I hope you're in there fighting the good fight. I'm sure you are.
Okay, Carl, what I'll do, let me get Doris. I don't know. Everyone's given him so much help. Okay, Darren's gone in. Maybe I should send Darren the link to join us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I can probably do that.
Maybe text. Here we go, Carl.
I'm on the phone. Can you see?
I'm just keeping her safe.
I'm the registered proprietor.
There you go.
You are not. We are
Don't do this to me.
No, we are instructed by illegal people. We are illegal people. There's a caveat on the
Where
property.
is the court order? The caveat is mine.
I am not speaking to any one of you. Please leave right
Do
now.
you understand that there is the caveat is mine?
Please leave the property right now.
I'm just keeping
I have
it
asked you a number of times. This is a private property.
That's right.
In the possession of bank. Please leave.
Where is that occupied then?
Please leave right now. You're interrupting. This is a private property, so it's not your property. Leave this here. You're not leaving this here.
Wow.
Please don't ask her.
Okay, so there you go. There's a lot of hoo-ha going on in there.
Yeah.
Okay, Carl, what else would you like to know? I'll just get away from all the noise for a minute.
No worries at all. So Doris is obviously helping any prospective buyers know that anything that they plan on doing with this house may have some dangly bits attached to it, because Doris and Michael are not giving up their house anytime soon.
No.
They've been fighting now for many months to keep it, even though they've been turfed out of it. And as you can see, there are some rather extreme security measures. Video camera put on the place. Michael was very keen to get back inside at one stage, so maybe that's why they put that there.
Yeah, well,
but it is
Doris
beautiful.
Yeah, we did get Doris in when they did come and kick her out
Yeah.
with all the amount of sheriffs that were here. We did find a way to get it in, and she stayed in there and tried to do what she does best and fight. But she was told to leave by the police. And now it's just been that continuous fight through county court, Supreme Court. And I think she's now contacted the federal police to take it to the High Court. So we've got Mona, who's helping her a lot with the case.
Yep.
And also Doris has done an amazing job of learning all of this law lingo.
Yeah.
But yeah, every person that's coming to the property, they are handing them out that flyer to let them know. I'll just get it out for you, Carl. Hang on.
And just read it for us if you would, Beck.
Yeah, I'll get Doris. Where's Doris? Let me go. Doris.
God, Sherry. I wish Sherry had brought one of her horses along. She could have
This letter.
had them take a
What
dump.
does it say? So Carl
This
wants to know about your
notice to visitors.
notice to
which we've
visitors.
been
It
handing
states.
out. Yeah. Which we've been handing out.
The house is going to be famous. Oh my God. Okay, here we go.
Settle down. This property is the subject of active legal proceedings and a proprietor's caveat, which is a caveat that we put on the property. It is recorded on the title with Land Use Victoria. The current marketing, access and inspection activities are being formally challenged as unauthorised. Not sure if you've caught the change of exchange that just occurred at the door.
Yeah.
Oh dear. No valid court order of possession or foreclosure exists. No sheriff executed warrant of sale or transfer authority has been issued. Registered proprietors, being me and my husband, remain lawfully recorded on title. All dealings and marketing activities are now under investigation by state and Commonwealth authorities, including the Registrar of Titles and others. So we thank all visitors and community members for their understanding, professionalism and courtesy. While the matter proceeds through the proper lawful and judicial channels. And there's a QR code to the TikTok channel.
And we've got Darren.
Right.
It's wet.
Darren is inside the property. We should
Getting
send a
section
link.
32.
We should send
I
him
have
a link.
sent him a
Carl.
link.
Oh, you've sent him a link? Okay.
Yeah, great. I've sent it through. With a bit of luck, he'll hit the button.
Do a live from inside the house. It'd be fantastic.
So, Doris, is Doris still with you?
Yes, sorry.
So, Doris, what is the plan? Are you going to keep doing this for every open house that they put up?
There is another open house on Saturday if anybody wants to join. Yes, I'm going to make it difficult for them. And rightfully so. I've got the Register of Titles.
Hang on a minute. You can see Darren in the window.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Saturday, what time? And do you want to give the address out so maybe there's other people in Melbourne or...
What time is the inspection on Saturday, Michael? Do you remember?
I have no idea.
Okay. I'll get back to Doris. Here we go, Doris. When is the
What were we
next
saying?
inspection?
Oh,
On
this Saturday, and then apparently their auction is in November the 8th. So we will be here
The address is...
protecting my our rights, which has been actually an instruction of the Registrar of Titles herself. She's instructed me to protect our rights and take protective measures. So we have by lodging a caveat, and we are here advising these people, of potential problems that they might be facing, which are being concealed by the real estate agents.
Yep.
They're not.
You just said that there's a caveat on it, and you're like, yeah, my caveat.
I know, it's just crazy. It is absolutely
Oh, so
crazy.
the agent knows there's a caveat then?
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
The agent knows there's a caveat on the house.
Well, yes, but I don't think he understands that it's my caveat because he was just arguing with me. But what I'm saying is the house is being put on the market as if it is a normal sale. Right?
I'm curious as whether the property's been underquoted. If the property's been underquoted, then you should be able to report into the REID.
I have been reporting, all of these. Yeah. Thank you, but thank you very much. You just keep on coming with those suggestions. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, that is the thing. It's quite seriously underquoted compared to the median price in Taylors Hill, isn't it?
Sorry, again.
The median price in Taylors Hill is
Look,
a lot more than that.
Yeah. You know, they want to. They're now desperate, and they want to get their money and run. Get their money and
again.
run. I'm just protecting my property. That's all I'm doing. I'm doing it. I think Aileen has some. Yes.
So give us the address and the time for Saturday, so we can get a few more
15.
people to come and support you.
Yep, 15. Jacaranda Drive, like the tree. Jacaranda, like the tree. Number 15. Jacaranda Drive, Taylors Hill. And I believe it's at 12:30.
At 12:30 showing.
12.
I'll
12?
send you the link, Carl, so you can pop it under
Yeah.
your little description.
Righto.
It'd be great just
Yep.
to peacefully, do our diligence and make sure that,
Live in there.
that people are aware of just what they're getting into, because
Yeah.
they're not being informed, right? This is being concealed, as I was saying before somebody rudely interrupted. That
Yeah.
there is no bank sale, mortgagee sale advertised or anything of that nature, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So-
all being done very underhandedly. And you have discovered some interesting irregularities in the last week, which have led you on a new path.
Do you know the desperate measures that these people are taking, right? Impersonating of government departments, using departments that have been superseded and no longer functioning, right? Nearly 3-year-old departments that are no longer functioning. Like, this is crazy stuff.
But still sending out letters with that letterhead and making it look official.
That's correct. That is correct.
I want someone to call Darren.
Beck's just taken my phone. I really appreciate the support. Love you lots.
No, it's all right, Doris. You are one of our big family members, and you and Michael both. And I'd love to see 150 people at your house on Saturday, 12:30, 15 Jacaranda Avenue, was it, or place?
Drive.
Drive. Oh, it's close.
Come for a drive.
Jacaranda Drive, Taylors Hill.
Drive.
Yeah,
Taylors
Jacaranda
Hill.
Drive, Taylors Hill.
Yeah.
Number
We're
15.
going to quickly call through to Darren to see
Yeah.
if he can do a live while he's in there. Can you call Darren?
Sure.
We're going to call through to Darren to see if he can. Tell him Carl sent him the link. Did you send it via email, Carl?
Yeah, sent it by email and by messenger. So he's probably got a real estate agent hanging at his shoulder as he's taking a very slow look around the place. He might be taking some photos for Doris, because I think it's a while since she's been back inside the place. The house is a magnificent house. It's a beautiful 2-story, I think 3-bedroom, might be 4. Gorgeous open plan living kitchen area and outdoor area, huge undercover outdoor entertainment area. I think there's a spa in there and a few other bits and pieces. So,
yes, there is.
Yeah, so it's truly a magnificent house. And Doris, I don't know whether or not she was allowed to get her bees out, but she had beehives in there too. So she was making her own honey, I remember. So hopefully she was allowed. It was really lovely. She got to make honey, and Michael made beer. Here he is.
No, I was just told I wasn't part of your group. I'm going to get one.
Where's
Yeah.
the section
I'll get the
32?
section 32. You're going to send it to me.
Do I have to say you're not with us? Or?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Darren's
not necessarily.
Oh.
But the contract of sale, I bloody nearly had one off the bench. It's me to Allison, which is the solicitors, that are pretty much screwing Doris and Michael over. So, but I'm going to get that anyway. So I've at least got all the details of what's in the contract and how much disclosure is actually happening. Because if there's not full disclosure, then it's fraud. All the material facts need to be on the table to all prospective buyers, and if they don't do that, then it's a fraudulent kind of sale process.
Couldn't agree more. Well, thanks for turning up and offering your help there. I'm going to give you a call shortly. I was talking to Greenie today, so we've got an event coming up I'd love you to be part of, you and the lovely other half. So I'll ring you shortly. We'll have a talk about it.
Yeah, sweet. No drama.
All right. Thanks, mate, for stepping out tonight and helping Doris. That's awesome. I suppose I should let you go out and do a few things for yourself, Alan. I'll let you run, but just pass on my thanks to everybody who's turned up there this evening to just let any perspective, any prospective buyer know.
A lot of people. Here's Sherry being a goose.
She doesn't mind being a goose, does she?
Yeah, so we've got
Gobble,
Mantra
gobble,
Moments. We've got a lot of people going live. Yeah, we've got Doris's mum.
Say hi to Doris's mother's there. Great.
Were those potential buyers, Sherry, were they getting the Section 32, these ones?
I don't know. I have to. Did Darren get one?
No, he said he's going to.
They're going to send it to him.
Yeah. But anyway, this is the group, and thank you so much, Carl, for
No worries at all.
all your help. And
hopefully we can get a few more there for the Saturday viewing. I really hope.
yeah, please, if everyone can come down on Saturday, that would be greatly appreciative.
All right, I'll let you go and be part of it. And thank you again for stepping out tonight and being our little stringer.
Thank you. No drama.
All right, love your work. Becky O from Truth Seekers, and can't thank her enough for helping tonight and helping Doris. She and Doris are great mates. And everybody who's turned up there tonight are being very, very big supports to Doris and her whole family, Michael, their 2 kids, their extended family, and of course at the moment Doris's mother, who is supplying the roof that they're all living under. So I don't want to talk too deeply about what happened in the last 4 days with Doris and the discoveries that she made, but those discoveries led her to the titles office and a discussion with the titles commissioner. And that is a lady who, upon looking at the evidence that Doris presented, was shocked and aghast at what she found. And she is the one who has told Doris to go off and protect her property and protect her rights, because she is being railroaded. Well, potentially. There could be a bit of that going on. And this could be one of the first cases in Australia, let's hope, that can expose where this little loophole that they're using is, especially in Victoria, and especially for mortgagee-style auctions. So watch this space, and hopefully we will be able to bring you a lot more details on that. Now, the show will probably be a little bit shorter tonight, simply because I have been out and about all day packing trailers again, and I have been able to get a little bit of information together. The gold and silver price is still doing what it's doing. It hasn't been as volatile today, but going up is the general direction of where it's going. Ainsley Bullion right now showing $81.13. And there are others who are showing $82.96, for instance. Now, I would suggest to you that if you find anybody who is selling the spot price for silver any more than $81.13, they're making more money off you than needs be, because if you're paying an extra $2 on the spot price there to what you are to Ainsley, well, wouldn't it be better to go to who's charging you less for it? So ainsleyBullion.com.au, you can buy online, and that is a great way of doing it at the moment. I was talking to James from the Gold Coast office yesterday, or last evening actually, and they have been exceptionally busy. The Brisbane office is the same, as is Melbourne, and I think every bullion dealer in the country, be them city-based or regionally based, are all flat out. Supply, I didn't speak to Ainsley about this. I know they have no real problem with it. But in Europe at the moment, supply for silver is what is in part driving up this demand, because there is no supply. And that is why, obviously, supply and demand, the price is going where it's going. Now, there has been a lot of cash come out of nowhere to be put into the market to try and stem this upward flow. But for whatever reason, every time, and it's a lot of money that gets put into the system, every time that happens, it gets absorbed and the market grows again. By that, I mean the gold and silver market grows again. So this is one of those little rest periods, I reckon, that we're in at the moment. A bit like the one we had last week, where I said I wouldn't expect it to get much more above, I think it was $73 at that stage. This, I expect the price to hover off the Ainsley site at any rate. I expect the price to hover somewhere between sort of $81.5 and $83. before the close of business on Saturday morning, or about lunchtime Saturday, our time, I think, is when the market sort of stops, and will not reopen again until Monday morning. By that stage, who knows what's going to happen over the weekend with the financial systems. Europe, as I said, is having not just a problem with silver. The banks are the ones trying to find the silver, and people are now, I hesitate to say the words making a run, because I'm really not qualified to say whether a run is what is happening at the moment or not. But there are a lot of people going to the bank and withdrawing a lot of cash and going straight to a bullion dealer and converting it into metal. Now, there's a reason for that, because those people have come to the understanding that the little plastic pieces of paper that they offer you, or the electronic ones and zeros that they tell you own, can all be taken away at the flick of a button. And we've seen that with collapses in FPOS facilities around the country at various different times, or when the banking system goes down generally. Pardon me. And there has been some of that happening lately as well. So if you've got cash in the bank and you've got cash in your wallet and you want to make a bit of money, the gold and silver prices are going up by now. And I would say and I don't give financial advice, and this is all a guesstimate, I've just been watching what's been happening, but it isn't beyond the realms of possibility that we'll see $90 an ounce for silver and over $7,000 an ounce for gold, possibly before the end of October, if not, probably before the end of November. And I would expect even in November, at the current rate of increase that we are seeing and in the ebbs and flows of the way the market is inexorably moving up, we could see $100 before Christmas. So even now, buying a piece of silver, a 1 ounce or a 1/10 of an ounce, I mean, those 1/10 of an ounce that we are helping you get a hold of through our Voice of Freedom holders, for instance, they're retailing at the moment for $12.50 or thereabouts. Now, that's each. So the money, the intrinsic value locked up in that little 5-cent size piece of silver is tremendous. It's also, should the banks have a run, or at least a lot of pressure put on them to a point where they have to close their facilities down to stop people from coming in and asking for cash which they do not have, right? The banks do not have cash, and there is no more being printed. So when the banks get to a point where they can't supply the cash on demand that their depositors may require, they'll shut the doors, have no doubt, because then their internet will go down as well. Your internet apps won't work, your banking apps won't work, and then where will you be? Well, if you've got a bit of cash in your pocket, you'll be okay until you don't have any cash in your pocket. But what happens when you don't have any cash and you don't have any silver and you don't have any gold? So I would urge you to pick yourself up some Ainsley bullion, be that of the gold or the silver variety. And I would highly urge you to pick up some Byron Bobs. And if you want to buy them through the Voice of Freedom, you'll pay exactly the same, potentially maybe just a little bit more, because we've got the postage and the handling and the cover to look after. But we will certainly make it worth your while and give you what will be a very unique way of holding and presenting your Byron Bobs, 10 of them in a pack, and that's 1 ounce of silver. And at the moment, that 1 ounce of silver is worth $81 and a bit. So you could take you, your wife, and maybe 2 kids out for a very nice breakfast meal somewhere on a coastal location, or somewhere else for that matter, all for 10 of those little bobs, probably less than that, truth be told. And there are plenty of cafes and businesses outside of that are trading them. Obviously, they're called a Byron Bob for a reason. That's because there's a few businesses in Byron Bay that are very happy to trade in silver. And if you go down and choose to be part of that, you'll be welcomed into quite a family. Conversely, if you are a business, if you own a business and you are happy to trade in silver, I want to know about it. All right, let me know, and let me know what you sell, because I would love to help you try and sell a bit. And if we can help you do that trade in silver or precious metals, then all the better. We are going to need to learn how to use this form of the economy, I sincerely believe. So why don't we start, a little directory of businesses across the country that will be happy to accept gold and silver, whether that be as an Airbnb or a room and board, or meals or fuel, or all sorts of things, groceries. It might be difficult with those grocery chains unless somebody was to negotiate a deal with them to say, well, we'll look after all the silver that you get, and obviously have to take a cut of that for the admin of it, unless they wanted to put somebody on to manage that sort of thing. But across their stores, I could see many people being able to wander in and pay for their trade with their silver. Hopefully their Ainsley Byron Bobs, or their Voice of Freedom Byron Bobs. So email me, carl@vofhq.com. We're still doing the Byron Bobs at the moment for $130 plus $14 postage. And I'm waiting on a new group of Byron Bob holders so that I can send out the couple of orders that have come in the last few days. God, I love this family we have. I've had reason today to be on the phone to a number of people who play a significant role in my life or the Voice of Freedom family. And I've invited them personally to come on the cruise, which thank you, Greg, came up with the idea for a couple of weeks ago. Now, he found the cruise, and you can too. You can just go to the Carnival website and look for Brisbane cruises. But I'm going to make it a little bit easier for you, because today I spoke to a lovely lady named Annette. Now, if you would like to come on the Voice of Freedom cruise, we would love to have you. It's a 4-day cruise, Brisbane, Airlie Beach for a day. You get to get off the boat there, maybe get onto some other boats and go to Whitehaven Beach, or there's that little coral key shaped like a love heart, which you and your significant other might like to get a photo, in or around. There's plenty of things to see and do around Airlie Beach. I have no doubt of that. And I've not been to Airlie. I would probably spend some time that day at whatever pub we can find, because I know that there are a lot of people around Airlie Beach, Proserpine, a little further north in Townsville, and possibly a little further south towards Mackay, who might come and meet us there for the day. And I would be very happy to spend the day ashore with anybody who was going to meet us in Airlie Beach for the day, and we'll have a lunch and catch up and do whatever there. I would love to see that, and you get to meet the friends and family that have come from the cruise as well, aside from the ones who have to get to Whitehaven Beach and love coral or atoll or whatever it's called. Now, our personal cruise manager, if you don't mind, her name is Annette. Now, she is based in Fort Lauderdale, but she works on Australian time, so you can call her pretty much anytime our office hours, and you will likely get her. Her number is 1300 385 625. 1300. Did I say 800 before? 1300 385 625. And then it's extension number 49632. That's important. Her extension is 49632. That way your phone call will be routed directly to her. And all you've got to say is you want to be a part of this cruise. She's tagged at Voice of Freedom. So if you mention Voice of Freedom, you'll come up under our group, so to speak, and she'll make sure that you're booked. Now, if you are wondering about prices on the cruise, so I've had to book myself on the cruise today so that we could start this process. And it's pretty easy because you don't need to pay it all in one hit. You just pay a small deposit. So that deposit, for me at least, was $150. I don't think it's any more, whether you're one person or two. I don't think it's any less either. But the deposit was $150. And from memory, I haven't looked, but from memory, it has to be paid off by Valentine's Day. That's the 14th of February next year, bearing in mind that the cruise is May 4 to 8, 2026. And all deposits, as they do in the cruise world, like all good pirates, are non-refundable. There are drinks packages. There are all sorts of packages that you can get. I can tell you that I've booked a room, and because there's only one of me, I've had to pay for two people because that's the way they do it. But thankfully, you would think you would get that little bonus that they give you for I'm being a first-time cruiser. So unfortunately, no, I don't get the bonus for two people. I only get it once. So I get a $25 voucher. I said, great, that'll buy me half a beer. And she said, oh, well, you know, I think it'll get you a whole draft beer. And I said, oh, that'd be great. So I get to pay for two people, but I only get one beer as my, you know, thank you. And anyway, she said she'd buy me a beer, which would be neat. I don't think I'm going to Fort Lauderdale anytime soon, so we'll see what happens. But Annette's a lovely lady. She celebrated her 60th birthday very recently in August, so wish her a happy birthday. That'll blow her away. And yeah, that you know she had a birthday in August. And yeah, if you'd like to come, love to have you. So the room prices are well, very different. And if you go to the Carnival website, look up that cruise, Brisbane to Brisbane, 4th of May. You will see that there are interior rooms which are a little over $1,300 for two people. They are rooms where you don't get a view out of anything, but they are very dark. So if you have issues sleeping and you need dark rooms, then get an interior room because it's as dark as a crypt in there. Then there are ocean view rooms, which I think means you get a porthole and you'll be able to share that, you know, as you sail along. They, I think, are closer to $1,400, but still under $1,400. Then there are balcony rooms available, which are $1,750 odd. And then there are suites available if you choose to have a suite, much larger apparently. And the suites on this particular boat and the other Carnival thing that's now running around Australia pretty successfully, from all accounts, those family suites and the bigger suites are absolutely magnificent. You can put up to 8 people, I think, in them. And if you're a close group, then that might be a way to look at it. You also get access, I think, if you buy one of those sorts of suites, to something called the Byron Club, and that is essentially the top deck of the ship is dedicated to Byron Club travelers who have exclusive use of a couple of pools and I think a spa and maybe a certain restaurant for breakfast and that sort of thing. Up to you whether or not you choose to do that. I certainly can't afford to be layering up anything. I think I'll be finding the, well, I don't know. I'm not much of a drinker these days, so we'll have to figure out something we can do. I have been told, though, that I will not be allowed to broadcast live from the ship unless I use the ship's Wi-Fi to do it. And if I were to do that, of course, it would cost probably more than the friggin' cruise. So I won't be doing that. That'll mean that for the 4 days, I'll either have to pre-record something and have Vince play it out because he's going to be a sook and not come on it either. Although, thanks to Skipper Pete, who I was talking to today and did personally invite, he gave me a bit of a trip for seasickness. And that is, you can practice to avert seasickness before you go on the boat. And how do you do that? He said it's pretty easy. In the shower, stand on one foot and close your eyes and just keep your balance. And what you're learning to do there, and he points out, he made this point very clearly, blind people do not get seasick. Did you know that? Blind people don't get seasick because they perceive the world and their orientation in it not by sight, not seeing the trees, not seeing the doors, not seeing the windows, but they do it with the ball of their feet and their inner ear. So if you stand in a shower, well, you can stand on your foot anywhere one time, but he suggests in a shower with your eyes closed and you're balancing on that ball of your foot. Once you master that, you will not get seasick because your body will be used to counteracting what's rolling around underneath you, and there isn't much roll at all in these big ships. I haven't been on this one, but the one I have been on, admittedly, it was a bit bigger. But it was like just a city on the sea. It didn't move. And you wouldn't have known you were tearing across the sea at 20 knots or 20 plus knots or whatever. It was just spectacular. I could not believe how little movement there was with these stabilizers out. Just, yeah, pretty wild. Anyway, that is the trick for seasickness. If indeed you feel you suffer from it, then please see if you can not suffer from it and practice up on that. I'll put those details up again for the cruise. Voice of Freedom Carnival Cruise, May 4th, Brisbane. And our cruise manager's name is Annette. Lovely lady. Her phone number is there. Write it down or come up with your phone and take a screenshot of it there. Now, we already have, I think, 8 rooms booked. Might be 10 or 9 or 10. And there are various different rooms still available and various different classes. There should be one to suit you, one would hope. Would love to have this experience with you. And, well, you'll have me trapped on a boat for 4 days. So by the end of it, you could wind up hating me completely. But I'm bloody sure we're going to have a lot of laughs and a lot of deep conversations. We might even shed a few tears. But we are family. And it will be our first get-together of note. And I would love to see as many of you as possible there. And those of you that can meet us in Airlie, if Skipper Pete doesn't come for the cruise, Airlie Beach from him is 4.5, 5 hours drive, maybe. It's probably just the kind of mad thing he'd do. Isn't it, Pete? Love you, brother. All right, mate. Let's move on very quickly. It was going to be a quick show, but it looks like I'm going to be running around pretty much on time. I haven't had time to check this one out, but it did take my interest. The National Driver's License Facial Recognition Solution is digital ID under a different name. Absolutely. And it's interesting that David Shoebridge has pointed out that this is going to be introduced this calendar year. One would expect that we will start hearing more about this if the mainstream media get onto it, but I doubt they will. Government somewhere in the background seems to have this already approved. I haven't been and had a look at the architecture document that links to yet, but I will try and get a look at it a little later this evening. The noticer, once again, keeping an eye on immigrants coming into the country, they're saying that arrivals have hit a record high. There is a new arrival every 55 seconds dividing our society. The Australian government is continuing on unabated with its migration push. It's certainly focusing on areas that are leading to significant increases in crime when those people are moved into Australia. And I'm just looking at one website at the moment that is pointing out Melbourne as the kind of lawless, insane place where crime is off the hook. Now, I'm looking at what looks to be a 20, maybe early 30-something woman running up behind an Asian lady on the street and stabbing her in the right side of the chest. Now, I haven't read the story. I think the lady survived. She'll have a punctured lung, amongst other things, but thankfully it was on the right side. This is outrageous. Now, this is a red-headed, auburn-headed white woman who's doing this kind of crazy shit. I say a woman only because the bun has turned up. You can't really make anything out body-wise. She might be a bloke, all I know, or maybe she's a bloke that wants to be a woman. God knows there's a few of them floating around. But this is the kind of shit that just has to stop. And our police, our government seem, particularly in Victoria, seem unwilling to do anything about it. In fact, they openly are encouraging this kind of bullshit. And they're trying to placate, particularly the Victorian audience that they're playing to, with absolute lies and total bullshit concepts like the machete boxes, which, you know, every good criminal was going to hand in their favorite machete into that machete box. Of course they were. I think since those machete boxes have, they might have been taken in again by now. Once they have been taken in, I think there have been 3 machete attacks. There was only one recently, just over the weekend again in another shopping centre. In fact, I think there were 2 spread over 3 days in shopping centres in Melbourne. This is crazy shit. How long before people start arming themselves with their, you know, Wiltshire Stay Sharp just to go to the friggin' supermarket? Because you can't buy a Wiltshire Stay Sharp from the friggin' supermarket anymore because kids have been taking them off the friggin' shelves and stabbing people. The fucking insanity is just amazing. And yet, unabated, we have people coming in from Africa, from the subcontinents, from third world countries that are just not assimilating into Australian culture or Australian way of life in any way, shape or form. In fact, I've heard stories over the weekend of people who've been robbed by Africans who simply just feel it's their right because they're big and it's what they've done all their life is stand over people. And that's just how it is. So get used to it. And it's not stopping anytime soon was the message they got. So Aussies won't put up with that for long. They will start pushing back. They won't use banned machetes to do so. They'll start using red belly black snakes or eastern browns, but or other things. But they will start fighting back, and it's not going to be pleasant when that happens. Here's something that, well, I guess it's not pleasant, but is, you know, kind of sick kind of way, if you know what I mean. The Masonic Temple in Lismore has burnt down. Yes, rich architectural history has been lost. But so too has the home of the Masonic filth. Now, I don't know whether this was an electrical fire, whether or not it was an arson, whether or not it's a sacrifice of some kind, because the Freemasons, let's face it, have quite a number of weird little sacrificial things that they do. But hopefully there was nobody in that fire and nobody suffered. But another one bites the dust, and who knows? It's probably if I was to be a skeptical conspiracy analyst type person, I would probably start looking at, was the building insured? And what is the government's next planned announcement on reclaiming parts of Lismore and moving people out of Lismore so that we don't get a repeat of the floods that have been happening to Lismore ever since Lismore was built where Lismore is? But apparently because of the climate change, it's just going to keep happening. It's interesting that it only just keeps happening there. They want the town bare. They want it bare. They want it bare. And they want it bare for a reason, folks. Could it be that train line? I don't know. But the odds of them getting that train line built, what do you think that is? That's the fast train, the East Coast fast track line, what we're talking about. I don't think that there is a way in hell they'll get that built without the idea that we spoke about last, I don't know, Friday night, was it, when Vince came on? Where we would put new immigrants into that system to help build our nation, and they learn and earn their way to Australian citizenship. And a byproduct of that will be that we will find those amongst the group that come from whatever country that would prefer to sort out their disagreements using sharp instruments or by throwing bricks or rocks or throwing punches or generally acting in dissent, well, the boat works both ways. You can be returned home because there is no point going through that system and being an agitator all the way through it and expecting to get a handout from the Australian people when all you've done is create problems, be a criminal inside the group. There will be no place for you. There'll certainly be no money. There'll be no skills. There'll be no nothing. There'll be a plane ticket to get you home because that's the cheapest answer to the problem, the easiest solution. And that doesn't mean that everybody who commits the slightest infraction will be, sent home. But serious ones, absolutely. You do your time in jail, and who knows, we might have to build one of those jails that travels on the road with that idea. Wouldn't that be interesting? Putting the people to work in the jail, doing some of the harder jobs in the heat, in the flies, and in the true Australian spirit of the outback. Don't mind that idea now that I think about it. He says with half an evil grin. JBS are a very large food meat business. They are, in fact, the largest meat business in the world, and they are very, 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 very well represented in Australia. In every state, they supply the vast majority of meats to the places where most everybody goes and buys it, particularly from the big supermarket chains and that sort of stuff. Now, JBS have introduced something that is just, well, a little bit horrifying. We have been talking about the various different things that we know different governments have been trying to get injected into our meat. So, well, it seems now that in South Australia, but I would say this is probably Australia-wide, the company has decided that they are going to be demanding a regime or introduce a requirement for all cattle entering one of their company facilities to be pre-vaccinated. I know. How friggin' ridiculous. Pre-vaccinated Angus feeders in Queensland at the moment, but I beg your pardon, not South Australia. I think JBS SA is South Africa now that I think about it. But I haven't had time to look into that today, but if that is the case, then major lot feeders, grain-fed beef, all that got to be jabbed before the abattoir will buy them from you or take them into their feedlot, I assume, because they do not want to be tasked with getting these animals the jab. Friggin' believable. All right, folks, going to love you and leave you for tonight. Thank you very much for spending some time. I'm sorry it's been a pre-record. I had to get into Doris's thing sooner rather than later, but I will be floating around in the chat. So enjoy your evening today and tomorrow, being a Friday. It's going to be a weird and interesting day for me. I've actually got a conversation with a lawyer at 1 o'clock tomorrow. I hopefully will be moving the bus tomorrow and setting that up in a new location, getting a little bit of work done on it before heading north. Prayers for Margie Sedgman, folks, if you would, please. I gave her a big rap the other day saying how proud we were that she was getting so much better and was heading to a rehab hospital. She got to that rehab hospital at about 3 o'clock this morning, and they turned her around and sent her back to the main hospital saying that she had pneumonia and they weren't in a position to look after her. She was returned to the hospital she'd just left. Yes, she has pneumonia. There might be some other things they've discovered. Fortunately, she had some scans today, MRI and another scan, and positive news out of the results that she's got back at any rate. So That's a good start. It's always a concern when anybody gets pneumonia. In fact, Diane Keaton, who died recently, died of pneumonia. It's been released today. So it is a very significant issue, particularly once you reach a certain age. And I don't think Margie would mind me saying that she has reached that certain age. And that doesn't have to be very old, trust me. So prayers for Margie Sedgman too, if you would, for us, folks. She needs all the help that she can get. At the moment, a wonderful member of our family. And if we can, we will get her on that cruise coming up in May next year. Reach out to me, Carl at vofhq.com, if I can answer any questions for you about the cruise. But you'd be better asking Annette. Go back, give her a call on that phone number tomorrow and see whether or not you can get on board. Let me know, though. I need to know the numbers. And I don't know that she's going to let me know all of that. So let me know. And I'm going to also organize a shirt or something for us all. So we'll all have something we can look completely stupid in while we go on a cruise. And that will be just a special cruise something. I don't know if it'll be a shirt. It might be a hat. It might be a bloody beer coaster yet. Who knows? Might be nothing. We'll just see how we go. There are a lot of things that we've got to pay for and not enough money to pay it with. And who knows? By the time I get around to having to pay for it, there will be no plastic money left and I won't have any silver to pay for it with anyway. So, because I will have sold all my Byron Bobs to you. If you want some, email Carl at vofhq.com. And if you want to help us out, we would love your help with our lottery. We have got, I think it's about 120 tickets left to sell in this particular draw. You can win $750 or a Byron Bob set with 1 ounce of silver in it. And it goes to help us a little bit. It'll also help Sandy and Baz at the Donkey Sanctuary as well. I was speaking to Sandy and Baz today. Wonderful folks. They've been very busy for the last couple of weeks rescuing donkeys up in Mackay and haven't been able to see the show. So tonight's the first time they've been in a while. God love you. And hopefully look forward to getting you on that cruise. It'd be wonderful to catch up. Be safe, folks. The best thing you can do and think about a cruise is when you're in a boat that big, doesn't really matter how big the dickhead driver is in the other boat. It's not going to hurt you too much, I don't think. Well, I guess unless it's a freighter. They don't do that around here, do they? Be safe on the water and the road. See ya.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay? Let's rock!